Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in and coming back to my channel. For those who are new here, I am Bella Love from psychicbellalove.com. If you wanted to book your own personal private reading with me, you can do so by clicking the information in the description box below and use code BELLA20 at checkout for 20% off your first reading with me. So guys, we are going to take a look at Nicki Minaj in this reading. I know like a lot of people had a lot of questions about like, you know, now that she's had a baby, are we still gonna get, you know, an M5 from her? What is the future of her career looking like now that she is a mom? What's going on within her relationship? Are they good? Are they not? What's gonna happen there? So we're just gonna take a little sneaky look at her and see what is going on with our queen. So, Spirit, we ask that you come in and join us to answer any questions that we have about Miss Nicki Minaj, aka Nicki Minaj, and Mr. Kenneth Petty. Thank you, Spirit, for joining us. We ask only with the intent of clarity and understanding, not with any bad intentions. We thank you for joining us, Spirit, and for blessing all that we ask about everybody, that we ask about, and everybody who watches these videos. Thank you all so much. Angel Michael for coming in and bringing your protection as well. Amen. Can't wait to see what her baby looks like. I bet he is so cute. It sucks because I made the prediction that she was going to have a little boy first and that she was going to before her 38th birthday, but this was like a few years ago, back before IG would save your lives for longer than 24 hours. So I had so many celebrity readings that I used to do on there and so many predictions that happened that I'm like, it just disappeared into the ether. I can't post it and be like, see, I predicted it. But I have had so many predictions come to fruition the last few days that you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to sit down and gather them all together and make a video or a post or something about it, because Lamar and Odom and Sabrina Parr got back together. Jaguar Wright was on Willie Vanilli's live, just confirming right and left, like everything I said about her in her video. I don't know if Willie took that video down, but I know that Armand posted clips from it, so you know it is still out there. 3, 4, 5, 6. And if any of the drama or those kind of channels picked up on it, I'm sure there's clips of it posted on there, so I'm gonna have to go hunt those down and start getting screen grabs. But yeah, I just gotta okay, let's see. Okay, so before the baby came, they really, her and Kenny weren't getting along great. And it's talking about like, she actually really had this moment where she felt like with this Fool and this 3 of Swords, like she was gonna have to like accept defeat. Like, I'm gonna look like a moron because all these people were talking so much crap about my marriage and my relationship with this man anyways, and we're not gonna work out, and then I'm gonna have to come out here and face the music of all these people being like, I told you so, you know, that things weren't gonna work. There was just so much arguing between them, and I feel like, you know, they both come up like in the matching suit with each other, that he is this King of Wands to her Queen of Wands. So I'm not surprised they get the Queen of Wands with Nicki, because she really is such a hard worker. Even when we think like, oh, she went on break, you know, like we're like, oh, Nicki's on maternity leave, and then she's feeding us with all these songs, and we're thinking that, you know, she's just at home sitting there folding baby socks with her feet up, planning in the nursery. But she's, you know, on all these, she's actually been in the studio the whole time recording things. He actually does do a lot of work, like behind the scenes, to support her in her career endeavors. But they're also they're both very strong-willed people. They're both really used to being the boss, and so both of them can fall into this place where they take like digs at each other when they shouldn't, where it's like, okay, you know, we're say having an argument about who should take out the trash, and instead of it just being focused about, well, last night I did, but yeah, this morning I did, so it should be your turn then, it becomes, well, your mom's a whore. Like, it, you know, it's stuff like that, that then it not just being this disagreement, but this huge, huge fight, to where at times, not only was she worried, you know, like that she was going to have to kind of just come out and have this egg on her face and prove all of the haters right, but that she was also going to, it's like she was very like conflicted about that, but she felt like she had no option if things didn't get better than to walk away. And this was actually even going on in the beginning of her pregnancy, is what Spirit's saying. Like the first couple months of her pregnancy, to where she was even just like, I'll raise the baby by myself, I don't care. You know, like she really started getting to a point where she was really, really fed up with it and him and that situation. So we do see that as of this moment, the world has turned, you know, the work that they have done feels completed because things are in a better place. But there is this, like, with this Three of Wands, and then we have this Queen of Swords, Five of Swords, and Six of Swords moment. I feel like she feels like it's just a reprieve for now. Like, it's not done. We're gonna end up having, we'll go back to it. Like, right now, it's just that there was other things that took precedence that were happy, that it forced us into a place of being happy. But once the dust settles, like, are we gonna stay in that place? Because I don't know, anybody that has had a baby, at least for the first few days or whatever, you know, maybe a couple weeks, like, everything seems so magical and perfect and brand new, and you're so like, oh my God, I love you because you gave me this little perfect baby. And, you know, all of a sudden your husband's so sexy holding your baby. And then after a few weeks of, I haven't slept, my boobs hurt from breastfeeding, this kid crapped all over me 3 times today, you hate that man. You know, you're just like, you got to go to the bathroom for 5 whole minutes and uninterrupted. Like, I hate your guts so much right now. Like, that's what it turns into. And she's very aware of that, you guys. Like, talking about, she's sort of prepared to jump back into that Queen of Swords energy and fight again, because I've always felt this about Nicki, is that she steps into such like a more alpha role, because we know what she saw her mom go through growing up with her dad. And I think that Nicki has found herself where she's talked about this, you know, past boyfriends not exactly treating her as well as they should have. And I think that sometimes she leans so much into, you're not going to do that to me, that it's like attack before you get attacked. And so Spirit's talking about there's such like this battle of wills that happens between her and Ken. To where, you know, like he's trying to assert his dominance as the man because of course she's the breadwinner, so he kind of feels like, well, then I gotta be the man a little bit more, I gotta be more macho. And to her, she's like, before you even think you're gonna have a single word to say to me, let me remind you that I am Nicki Mother effing Minaj. And then she goes into Roman and starts tearing his ass a new one. And he's like, whoa. Like, and then they're arguing, yelling. It's not great and everything. So right now, things seem like they're a little more back on track. But I do get, coming up, they're gonna end up going back to that again, especially with this 8, 2, and 5 of Wands followed by the 7 of Swords. It's like the more that Nicki gets back out there and works, and she does plan on working more, the more that they're gonna fight. And I think, like, in a sense, because Spirit keeps talking about Kenny feeling like he's always sort of just not exuding this alpha male machismo thing that he wants to in this relationship. Her going back to work after having a baby becomes an issue with him because there's a part of him that's like, you already did all these things, you already made all this money, like, can you please sit down and just knit booties and make pies and stuff and be that mom? And she's like, why? Like, if somebody's calling me and saying, I'm going to give you $500,000, you know, to hop on a song with me, why would I turn that down? Like, yeah, it might take, you know, I might be in the studio for a few days late at night. You can change some diapers and feed the baby while I'm making us money, you know, but we still have bills to pay. Like, those don't stop. Now we have a kid to worry about. We have a college to pay for in the future. Like, it's a lot of like that kind of stuff going back and forth. Unfortunately, we do get this Tower and this 9 of Swords. There is going to be this big breakup that happens between them, guys. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's just like everybody feels like they're so stuck on trying to win over the other person that it just becomes, you know, well, then I'm going to walk away from you before you can walk away from me. Because I don't feel her wanting to do it. It's just like she gets to this point where it's like, okay, like, who cares anymore? Like, I have enough to deal with. Like, I don't need you nagging me. I don't need you yelling at me. Like, you want to go, there's the door, go. And she actually, like, means it. Because I keep getting, like, fed up and just being like, I don't want to invest in this anymore because this is just never going to, like, get any better. Now, with this World and Wheel of Fortune, they will get back together, though. So if we start, we might hear, like, Nicki's getting divorced or things like that, but nothing's ever confirmed. And then all of a sudden, like, they're back out on the stage again together, you know? Like, she's back to posting Instagram pictures and stuff, and everybody's like, see, they just want to make up all these rumors about the queen all the time and everything. But she's doing it, number one, only because, like a lot of us have done, you have a baby with somebody, you realize that that person isn't going to be the partner that you need. But it's like, they're a good dad, they're not hurting the baby, my baby loves them, they love the baby. Like, I should, as a mom, give this another chance, because this energy of her letting him back in and letting that reconciliation happen is completely tied into her motherhood and her making this decision for her son with this Knight of Pentacles, because he's representing the little boy energy here. But with this High Priestess and this Ace of Swords and this Five of Cups, number one, she's not like letting him fully back into her heart again when she does reconcile with him. And also, it's like with the knowledge of this is not going to last forever. I'm just not at a place where I'm 100% ready to let go of it yet. Like, I've got so much else on my plate right now. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate being a mom and going back to work. The last thing that I want to do is worry about, okay, now I got to go through this breakup with you. We got to figure out custody agreements. And we got to figure out this and that. And then, oh my God, did you sign enough NDAs that you can't talk about me afterwards? It's just like, I'm so tired and I have so much on my plate. I'll deal with it later. But with this Ace of Wands and this Ace of Pentacles and this Star, there's something that's going to come out where she has no choice but with this Page of Swords and this Eight of Cups to walk away from this marriage. This is going to happen, you guys, within the next 2 years, like 1 to 2 years. It's not right now. Right now, they're still in that haze of, is the baby latching on correctly, and how many diapers a day does, you know, he go through, and how many is he sleeping more than 2 hours at night? Like that, like I just keep getting that, like her whole entire focus is so much on the baby and then whatever projects that she's working on, that, to be honest with you, Ken is so an afterthought at this moment. He's just kind of standing there with the nanny like, well, here, she got back from work, she's taking over, give the baby, you can go home now, you know, like he's just sort of overseeing things and staying in the background. And if you guys like tea like I do, the Target brand Good and Gather Honey Peach Tea is actually so good. That is what I'm drinking, both cold and warm, because my voice is getting like shot because between the wind outside and I've been recording videos all day long, like my voice is gone. So after this one, I'm going to take a break. I got to go make dinner anyways and rest the old voice box. But let's see. So Spirit, is Nicki going to remarry again after her and Kenny's relationship is over? Is Nicki going to marry again? Or be in a long-term relationship again, I should say, after her and Kenny are over. You guys, she loves being a mom too. She also feels like it's brought her back to like a part of herself that she shoved away or wasn't paying attention to for so long. And so I actually feel her being like very inspired and excited to get back to work. Like she really feels like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm like I have all these ideas. Like I want to go back out there and show you guys who like mommy Nicki is, you know, like it's really cute. Ooh. All right. So after her, you know, relationship with Ken is over, she is going to take a little break, but I don't feel like it's too long because she doesn't leave that relationship with any regrets or any sorrow or any leftover feelings towards him. Because it's talking about like the other relationships that she's had to leave in the past. And I know she hasn't had a bunch, but you know, like people like Meek and Safari, it's like she had to choose herself. there was still emotion there. She still cared about the other person. There was still love there, but things were in such a direction that it was like, I have to choose me and I have to walk away still loving you. In this situation, it's like I walk away knowing whatever was supposed to happen happens. There was a purpose for us to come together and make this little boy, you know, but I don't leave with any like, and you know, sorrow in my heart that we didn't work out. It's just like this resolution of being like, I'm good, I'm done, like I don't care anymore. So she's very quickly ready to move on with somebody else because there's not a lot of healing that has to take place. And this guy that she ends up with next, with this King of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles, he is a very, very like business person. Like I don't feel like she's gonna end up with like some like regular dude from the streets like Kenny. Like she's not gonna end up with, you know, any rapper that's like beneath her ever again. It's more, I feel like she could actually end up with like some like CEO of a record label or somebody that owns like some fashion house or something like that, where it's like they're still somewhat involved in entertainment, but they're the money person. Like that's their involvement in the entertainment industry of things. So she's actually gonna get herself like a nice successful guy who's actually on par with her. I like this, you know, with this Judgment card, this Wheel of Fortune, and this Nine of Pentacles, her being with Kenny is almost sort of a healing phase for her. It really is. And it's like she is healing past relationship traumas, and she's actually grown to understand that she doesn't want this Page of Sword energy anymore in her relationships. I don't want the toxic relationships. I don't want the guys that I have to order around. I don't want the guys that are, you know, not up to my par. Like I've healed and I truly have cemented my place as a queen. So therefore I can accept and allow this king to come in to my life. So she's definitely, and here she is, through being the Queen of Cups to him, stepping into that energetic match of being the Queen of Pentacles. So she actually is able to really open her heart to this man, which Nicki doesn't really do that. And when she does, it's still not fully. It's like even when she was very emotionally open with like a Safari or a Meek, well, with Safari, like she had so much going on, she was building her career, right? But like say with Meek, there was still this part of her that was guarded. Like she never 100% gave herself completely to him, because in an intuitive sense, she always knew this man is not the man that I'm going to end up with for the rest of my life. So this man, she's actually fully able to be vulnerable and open with and really dedicate herself to him in a way that I don't think she ever actually has in any relationship. That's just so sweet. Oh my God. I like that. So Kenny, you know, you are serving a soulmate purpose in that you came along to help this woman move into the next phase of her life and heal and be in a position where she's ready to completely give herself to the next guy that comes in. I didn't see any more kids with Kenny in that either, but we'll ask at the end. I just want to ask what is coming up next with Nicki's career. Spirit, what is coming up next with Nicki's career? I'm going to try to keep this one a little shorter because my voice is just ragged. So let's pull 5 cards. 4, 5. Okay, so actually feel with this Nine of Pentacles, she has a lot of projects that she's already like it's talking about that she could actually release like 3 like killer full-length albums if she wanted to. However, she's trying to determine when the right time is for that, because so many people, like at first, you know, because of COVID, weren't dropping music. Now all of a sudden everybody is, but we still can't do the tours and things like that, and we're starting to head back into another phase of lockdown where once again, you know, like that stuff is not guaranteed anymore. But also it's like talking about with this Five of Swords and Knight of Wands and Devil energy of, I don't want to, like, there's a lot of people that are going to come out with music, and people that have tried to undermine her in the past, or people that or like record labels that have, and it's like, I don't want to compete with that energy, and I want what I have coming out to stand out. So it's like, you know, maybe I don't want like a Cardi B album and my album being released in the same week, because then people are just going to pit us together. They're going to overlook the message of my music. They're not going to look at the message behind her music, and it's just going to be who sold more. And I don't want that overshadowing the work that I have done. Because here she is as this Queen of Wands with this Ten of Wands. I've done a lot of work. I have a lot of stuff like waiting in the backlog to get released. So with this Ace of Cups and Hanged Man, I feel like we get little stuff, which is what we're getting right now. She's going to have a lot of features with other people and her hopping on other people's songs. Number one, of course, it's a bag, and who doesn't want to get a bag? But especially when you're a new mom, that's when you really want to go out there and make money. But also with this Sun card and this Chariot, Nine of Pentacles, I feel like it's also like I'm drumming up interest, and I'm keeping you guys excited about me, so that when I do drop, it is going to be a success. And I do feel her next album doing extremely, extremely well. Oh, that's the question we need to ask. Is she going to do a song with Cardi? Because that's the rumor, that her and Cardi are cool now, and they are going to release a song together. I just heard that there's no way in hell it'll be on Nicki's album, though. Like, she doesn't want that overshadowing anything else. Like, Cardi would take it on her album, no problem, because it would drum up more interest for her, because she's still, like, the newer artist, you know? So it looks good for her. Like, look, me and Nicki are good. Everybody's going to go over there and celebrate that, you know, and we can get the Barbs back on our side again. But it's like, Nicki, it's like, I'm in a different stage in my career, so if I was to put it on my album, then that's all anybody would focus on, and they wouldn't focus on the rest of the songs on my album. Also, what Spirit is saying is the next album that Nicki releases, she has a couple, like I said, in the bag. She's actually thinking of releasing something that's sort of maybe more released as like an EP or a mixtape, where there's more collabs with other people on that, and or maybe making like the collab session album. But she wants her next album to be really that if there is anybody else that's like on her album, it's the core people, like Lil Wayne, Drake, Tyga. Like, she wants it to have that like classic, like Young Money, we're all coming out and doing amazing, getting along, like the golden years of the beginning of it all. Like, that's what she wants that album to represent, is what Spirit is saying. So we might only just see like Drake and Lil Wayne and Tyga on her next album, and then there is some sort of other project that includes working with other people, or she just keeps the collabs to like, well, you can put that on your album, I'm not going to actually end up putting it on mine, kind of a situation. 3, 4, 5. Okay. they actually have been trying to get them to work on this album or record together for quite a while, with this Moon and Tower, followed by the Seven of Pentacles, this Hierophant, and this Eight of Swords. It's like it hasn't worked out. And this might be Lil Wayne, this Hierophant energy of, you know, some guy trying to get in the middle and negotiate it and show them like this is actually a good idea. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't actually already like make up, record this, and then have a fight again. And then it's been sitting there. Because I'm getting this Temperance energy around it with this Fool and this Chariot. That it's like they already made this song, but then they fell out again, and that's why it hasn't been released yet. So Spirit, is this song ever gonna come out? Yes, with the Strength, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles, it will eventually, but I don't get it really being the big thing that everybody thinks it's gonna be, because it's almost like I feel like it's one of those things that's a flash in the pan, if that makes sense. It's not that it's a horrible song, it's that I feel like almost like maybe Nicki releases her album like a month later or something, because it keeps talking about it's gonna like explode and be bigger than WAP when it first comes out, but it dies out faster than WAP as to, you know, like it doesn't really have longevity to carry it through. It's not going to be a song that we're all going to be like, oh my God, that was such a great song, I'm still singing it a year later. Not at all. But again, Spirit keeps talking about it being in a cycle of things moving so quickly that people just have so much presented to them that you're not going to be able to keep people's interest for very long on any one song. So I think that that's just going back to where Nicki was talking about not wanting to release her own album when everybody else is releasing an album too. Like, I don't care if people don't normally release an album on March 3rd. That's when my next release is going to be, because everybody else is going to be releasing on January 1st. And then we won't get anything for 6 months after that. So that's the time I want to put mine out. Like, that's what it's showing. So they're not exactly like in absolutely 100% the best place again yet, with this Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Queen of Pentacles. But with the Six of Cups and then 10 of Cups, they're working towards it, so they will get there before either one of their albums is released, and then we will get that song. So probably sometime early next year. Now, Spirit, last thing before we go. Nicki gonna have any more babies with Kenneth Petty before they split? She's gonna have her next baby after him, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Swords, and then the Nine of Pentacles. So no, that baby comes after him. And if she's planning on having a girl, that girl will come with that next guy. Let me see. Spirit, do you want to tell us what her next baby will be? Yeah, Page of Cups. She'll have a girl next. It'll be with her next husband. I feel like her baby is probably going to be about like 3 or 4 when Nicki has her next baby. So I hope that helps, guys. I know some of you love Nicki as much as I do. I hate seeing that, you know, like her marriage to Kenneth isn't going to work out, but I also feel, you know, like they had the purpose of coming together, creating that little boy, creating some healing for both of them. And then they're both able to move on to the next step in their chapters. So I hope that helps, guys. I love you so very much. Make sure that you are subscribed to enter the giveaway. We're giving away a pendant from my Miranda Diane art, as well as your choice of a free reading from me. And we will be doing that at 300 subscribers. And thank you so much to all who have joined, who have been subscribing. I do my comment shout outs. My phone will not load up anything on YouTube right now, so I'll make sure that I'll include 2 in the next video. But for now, guys, I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend. I'm going to go repair this throat. Drink lots and lots of tea while I'm making dinner. And I'll be back soon with more videos for you. And you can also catch me on Instagram, Psychic Bella Love, and also check the description box to get your own personal private reading. And use code BELLA20 at checkout for 20% off. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.